Hi, today we're going to work on the very first project for beginner crochet, and that is the beanie hat. And there's a lot of different patterns for the beanie hat available on the web, on Ravelry. And I was inspired by one of my students who actually was making a lot of these for her son and his friends in college. And through this past year or so, I have actually come to a point where I've sort of redesigned this myself using some very basic stitches and basic methods of creating the hat. So today we're going to work on the first 4 rows. When we make this hat, the main stitch that we use is the half double crochet. However, you do need to know the single crochet in order to do the edging at the bottom, which I did in a different color to add a little depth to the hat, but also so you could see it. The hat is made in the half double crochet. You do need to know how to slip stitch and how to do the chain stitch. And all those stitches are available on my different links, so you can check those out. So we're going to start here with this hat. And so I'm going to use the same color to get through these first few rows. And so we are going to start with a chain 4. And what you learn in this particular pattern, which is why I use it as a beginner pattern, is how to connect the chain, how to join them. So we're going to just go ahead and get our chain 4s going. There's 2, 3, and 4. The tail is fine to leave because we'll work it into the hat either while we're crocheting or in the end when we sew it together. So once we have our 4 chains, we are going to go into that very first chain and yarn over. And this is a slip stitch. You're going to go right through both of those stitches, and now we have a join 4. And this is, as you can see here in the hat, it's that very center piece right there. And what we're going to do now is chain 1. I don't do a lot of chain 1s at the end of each round because we're not slip stitching into each round, so we're continuously moving around in a circle. But I do the chain 1 for at least the first couple rows. And now we're going to do the half double crochet. And in case you don't know it, I'll show it to you slowly first. We yarn over, and we're going to find that center spot right here, and we're going to go into that center spot, and we're going to yarn over. And you can tell if you hold your yarn correctly, you don't even have to go through the process of yarning over. You'll see when you hold the yarn and you go into that center spot, it's almost like you've already yarned over. So you're just going to make sure it goes inside that shank there, and you're going to come back out from that original hole, and you have 3 stitches on the hook. You're going to yarn over again and draw through all of them. And we're going to do this for a total of 10. So I did 1, here's the second one. And don't worry about whether or not you crochet slow or fast. I've been crocheting since I was 9, and so I sometimes do move a little quickly through this, and that's okay. But it's also okay to take your time and move slowly. And so we're going to just finish this up. On this hat, I do find it's very important to count your stitches, because if you have too many stitches as you're crowing this hat out, the hat will become more like a frisbee than a hat, and so it'll be distorted. You want to make sure that it doesn't happen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches, and these move pretty smoothly, and you'll actually see we do have a 10th stitch there. So this is the first round because the chain and the join is really your first step. So this is round 1, and we're going to chain 1. We're not going to slip stitch to connect this. We're going to just automatically go right into this very first stitch, and we are going to do 2 half double crochets. We're doing 2 half double crochets because we are increasing. Every few rows we will do 2 half double crochets in order to make this hat grow. If we were doing it from the bottom up, we would be decreasing. However, this works really well. So we did 2 half double crochets in this first stitch. We're going to go ahead and do it all the way in the round. 2 in every spot. So this is stitch 3 and stitch 4. Okay, we are on the last stitch here. This hat, the yarn I'm using for this hat today is a crochet yarn. It's a Barocco Weekender. However, both these patterns, but we're focusing on the hat today, comes out really nice in a worsted weight yarn also. I tried it with the cotton weight to sort of see how this hat would look as a spring hat, and I'm very pleased with the results. So I would do a worsted weight for winter, and I would probably go ahead and do a cotton yarn for the for a spring hat. So we've now completed round 2, and we have 20 stitches. I did count silently as we were going through, and you can sort of see it's spiraling, which is what this hat pattern does, and it really makes it look pretty. So for round 3, we're going to increase again. However, if we increase 2 stitches all the way around, the hat would become very long, and so we want to space out this increase. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our very next stitch, and we are only going to do 1 half double crochet. And then, let me just get some more yarn here. Every other stitch, we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So we did 1 in the first spot, and we're in the second stitch, we're doing 2 half double crochets. The third stitch, we will do 1 half double crochet, and in the fourth stitch, we will do 2 half double crochets. And we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around, and we will have at the end, we will have 30 half double crochets. Now this pattern, if you were in any of my basic crochet classes, you received this pattern from me already. However, I will have it available in the Facebook group, Dr. Barraby's Crochet Class. And the pattern is free because it's just an easy pattern, and it's a very basic pattern. And now we have all 30 stitches here, and for the fourth row, we just want to make the hat larger, but we don't want to increase it in size. So what we're going to go ahead and do for row number 4 is we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in each row. And this segment is ending at the end of row 4, and there'll be another segment to get you through the ending. You're going to want to follow the directions because now I've shown you the methods of increase, and I will see you when you're ready to do the single crochet. This pattern is longer than most patterns that I've seen. However, when we finish with this beanie hat, it does cover up to the middle of your earlobes, and so that gives you a little bit more warmth for the winters. And so you go ahead and make it as long as you want. You'll see towards the end, rows 10 through 25 are the same rows, you're just making the hat longer. So if you want to go ahead and make it longer than 25 rows, you're more than welcome to do that. And if you want to do less than 25 rows, that's fine too. I'll see you on row 26.